One.
It's on.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Hello.
Is this your first time on, Father Joe?
No, this is my second time on.
Oh, sweet.
And sadly, it'll be the last for a while.
It will be. I'm leaving Tuesday morning to head back
Oh.
to school.
So the next time we film this, we will be Father Joe-less, and we'll actually be sad about that because we love Father Joe. So
Yes.
but we'll be
miss
praying.
my buddy Levi too.
Levi will probably miss you more.
I believe it.
Just immediate friends. Boom.
Immediate.
Not so much for the mailman this morning or yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Yeah,
but
poor
this morning,
Nick, our mail carrier. He
rang
came,
the doorbell this morning.
He is having so much fun because he would love to be friends with Levi. He has offered Levi friendship and love and treats
Came in
and
very
everything.
hesitantly
He's
today.
done everything to win over that dog. Levi will not budge. So now I think as he should, he's just enjoying messing with him a little bit.
Well, Levi's the director of security and shenanigans, right?
He
Maybe we have to
I feel
look
like
a little bit more into Nick.
Well, right now we're sort of, it's not in the bulletin, but I feel like I'm up for shenanigan coordinator.
Ooh, okay.
We're visiting everything, but it's exciting. Don't tell Levi that though.
All right, Holy Trinity Sunday. Wow, we digressed way off track. Anyway,
Honestly, I don't think so because I don't think we ever were on track. I don't think we even said that what this is. This is the church bulletin podcast or the church bulletin podcast with the sign. move your head a little bit. There you go. Bulletin. No, but it is the. Is it? We wrote Trinity Sunday, which is often I think the nickname for it. But is it the most Holy Trinity or what are they? Yeah. Okay.
Well, it is the most Holy Trinity.
I know, but like the feast
FYI.
or whatever. Yes, it is.
Technically,
It's
I think
little
it's the
theology.
solemnity of the most holy Trinity.
Okay, way to be a canon lawyer.
Just-
Okay. If you don't know, that is what Father Joe, to be serious, that we'll be praying for you. That is what Father Joe is studying out in D.C. Yes? So
I just finished the school mass, too, and all the kids were making fun of me because I'm going back to summer school, and they all get freedom. So everyone slapped me a high five on the way out and teased me. So.
Well, speaking of humility and teasing, last week we had a guffaw with the uploading of the bulletin. It happened too soon, and we did not include the financial information from 2 weeks ago or the previous week, whatever. So we have both in there now. Here it is. Repentance. It's happened.
It's all in there.
I keep showing the bulletin to the camera like they can see it. You can't, and I apologize. I'll stop doing that now.
Just go ahead, and just an FYI, you can read it online.
Absolutely.
We don't email the link out anymore, but you can read it online at the website, stjude.church. We do put flyer stuff throughout on the Facebook page throughout the week. Or you can stop by and pick up a copy at church, or
you can just get the
in
church
office.
bulletin live by talking to us, because this is pretty much what it's like.
Pretty much it's like all the time. We talk the church bulletin all day long.
We do. So this is our last week with this round of stewardship moments, so please check that out. Pretty neat little dealio there. So, and also please keep all the intentions of the masses and the sanctuary candle in your prayers. This week, we really want to encourage you as a family to reflect and pray with the sign of the cross. It's like, I don't think people, and by people I mean myself, often remember that making the sign of the cross is a prayer. Like, I always consider it the bookend of a prayer, the beginning and the end, which is perfect and good and right. But even just making the sign of the cross reverently is a prayer. So I've been trying to do that more often before I do anything. So just quickly, so there's some suggestions in here of things you could do as a family, and then the kids bulletin. What do we got going on? The kids bulletin
actually is going to have your weekly prayer is the glory being. It's going to break it down on why we pray each part. So there we go, 2 Trinity prayers together. How
Absolutely.
We should celebrate that feast on Sunday.
We really should. I feel like we should have a mass or something, or a few. Yeah. That's good.
Some type of party.
Yeah. Memorial Day, Father told me the office is closed, so that's exciting. And then our usual Wednesday Madness on the 22nd. And then on May 31st, usually we have a Saint of the Week. I kind of mixed it with this day. We have the Visitation of the Blessed Virgin Mary. And just different to go with that Trinity prayer. If you want to go a little bit deeper, there's some ideas of how you could celebrate that moment in our faith of either Mary's Magnificat or I like to pray with Elizabeth's prayer. How is it that the mother of my Lord should come to me? You know, it's a humble thing. So
I mean, we can easily go with the rosary too.
it's in there. Yeah, pray there. Exactly. So there's so many cool ways to pray. Give it a try. It's fun. Prayer is good. And not to jump ahead, that we will talk more about it on the next page, but Uno's tip of the week is please take the survey. Yeah. And then, of course, a little bit of expounding on that, but that sums it up.
Father Ross is very excited. When he checks it to see how many people have taken the survey, he loves to update all of us on how many people have. And so the more people that do, the more excited he gets.
And the happier our life is. Exactly. So if you like Sarah and myself, continue to take the survey, because then
I actually just sent a flock note message out to all the confirmation students, all the ones that just confirmed. You guys are welcome to take this too.
Absolutely.
Our young parishioners too. We would prefer that you were a parishioner. That is what we're looking for. The ones who come here and actively are a part of, and the ones who want to become actively a part of St. Jude Parish. Maybe there's something that we're missing. Please tell us.
Yes.
And if you take the survey and you still want to tell us to our face, that's fine too. So yeah.
Had that happen today. It was lovely. We had a great conversation, because there's one question on the survey that is, I'm paraphrasing, but it's, how many times have you invited someone to attend Mass with you? Like how frequently, that's what it is. How frequently have you invited someone to attend Mass with you? And it said, once or twice a year, once a month, once a week. And I realized just how, working here, we kind of get to do that a lot. But like on my own, outside of work, I do not do that very much. So if nothing else, the survey is actually a really cool little examination of yourself.
I don't really talk to people outside of work, so that's kind of hard anymore.
You never leave work.
Sorry. So if you want to come visit Sarah, just come to the church. I was
going to say,
I need friends.
Take her out to dinner. I'm sorry. Now I feel like I need to now we need to go get something to eat or something like that. I feel badly now.
Well, we thanked all of our volunteers last Friday night. It was a beautiful time. We had dinners all last week, and we fed everybody all the time.
It was a lot of feeding.
There was a lot of eating going on, but it was a great time. The volunteers, we didn't really let our volunteers volunteer either.
That was funny, because I think they wanted to, but it's no.
One of them, I couldn't get her to sit down, so.
What do you do when you put all the servants in a room together? It's like too many cooks in the
we had
kitchen.
our young people actually from the school. And then I remember, too, that they are also volunteers. Most of them were altar servers or volunteer in some respects. So after they set up and whatnot, I made them get a plate of food and go visit with those volunteers to see where they could be later on in life and in the different ways you can volunteer for the church.
That is a perfect segue into the next page.
Bum, bum, bum.
Because we're talking about growing young and our next gen everything. And Father had this in the bulletin last week, but he actually this week put in the explanation of the Jesus-centered community, the core commitment wheel. I don't know what you call it. He probably has a cool name for it, or it's probably on the page if you read it. But it really just talks about how to keep a vibrant community going. And I said this last time, but just to reiterate, there's this little off arrow when you get to the end of the circle that says growing old. And it doesn't mean that old people are a bad thing. It just means that without it, think about it like water. If you have a stream flowing through a lake, I'm from Minnesota, so you'll see it you'll have these beautiful, huge lakes, and they're not necessarily rivers, but in a sense they are, because they're connected to each other. So the water is constantly filtering, and it's beautiful. But if you get a lake that's just stagnant, it's gross and becomes ultimately a swamp and a pond. So what we don't want is for that. We don't want stagnant faith. We don't want a stagnant community. So,
Father Joe, you've been at different parishes within the diocese. Have you seen anything that you would work on, or something you want to just go ahead on a priest level there?
Yeah, it's very interesting. We often think the bigger the parish is, the more alive it is. Yeah. But really, in my experience, size has nothing to do with vibrancy in a parish, because I've been at very small parishes in the middle of nowhere, and they have a lot of younger people running things and getting involved, and then they recognize, okay, maybe it's my time to step aside, and so another generation comes in and takes over, and so they don't have a huge number of people, but the people that they have are very helpful, keep things alive, taking the burden off of someone else. But then you get to some bigger parishes, and the same people have been running things for 45 years, and they're tired, but they've run it so long, there's no one who feels comfortable taking up the reins and running with it. So again, size doesn't really matter. So it's great that Father Ross is really wanting to focus on this with you, because it does help us. And again, not that it's bad that people run things for 45 years, but having that consistent turnover, because then the older generation can mentor and help things solve problems, for example.
Well, and that's, I think, the key, is that it's not like, okay, if you've been running something for 45 years, get out of the way.
Right.
We don't need you anymore. That's not true. What it is it's more like, okay, how can we find the person that you are going to impart the wisdom and the spirit that you have received and give to them. So that's what we're trying to do. Father Ross is, he's my boss, so people think that when I compliment him, I feel like sometimes like I'm like sucking up, but no, I'm very excited to be a part of this, and I hope you are as well. So continue to pray. If you haven't taken the survey, please do, because it really, the questions in this survey really do get at the heart of our faith, of us participating in our faith. So we would love to know where you're at and where you see the parish being at, because there are every once in a while, it doesn't happen very often in the Catholic Church. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't happen very often where we have such an opportunity to grow. So many things are on the table right now, to be evaluated and grown. And so if you're going to say something, if you're going to take a survey, this is the survey. You really want to do this, because decisions will be made based off this survey.
Well, basically, these two pages go together. So that survey is going to help us with that growing young. Where do we need to hand off the keys? What do you want to mentor in? What do you see us failing at? I mean, we want to talk about our failures and our growths and our accomplishments, all of this stuff. Be truthful, right, Tim? Tim took this as a parishioner, not as a employee. So
well, it was hard because I know, because I've gotten to sit down on some meetings, so I kind of have a little bit of an understanding of where we the vision is, and I'm really excited. But then I had to be in the survey and be like, we're not there yet, So it's hold on. But just a quick shout out, I guess, to one of our parishioners, Joe, not Father Joe, but you'd be great at this too. But he a couple of years ago went through the Marian consecration, 33 days to morning glory, and it changed, I guess you could say changed his life. And so he heard the kind of call from Father Ross the other week about really getting involved, start thinking about how you can share. And he thought this has been one of the most impactful things that has happened to him recently. And he thought, you know what? I wonder if I could do it. So today he came by. I gave him the materials, the leader materials, to just look over, and so he's praying about it. So that's really exciting. That's what we want to see, is people who are this is what the Holy Spirit is leading me to do. I don't know if I can do it. I want to discern it. So please do that. Speaking of service, thank you to Cathedral Prep. They came over. A wonderful group of young men and women came over to they cleaned up the church, the campus, school.
Everything.
They were awesome.
They were all over stage.
They were everywhere. It was and what's funny is I'm looking at the pictures in the bulletin, and I'm there were not that many of them.
No, it didn't seem like it.
But on the day, they were working very hard, and I thought there was 100 students on campus. There were only 25. So it's impressive. Hey, we got a thumbs up. Cool, look at that. Impressive, maybe.
Impressive.
I don't know what the word is. And then we just had it this morning. We have it every Wednesday. Morning fellowship.
Did you see how each, me, you, and
I
Tim,
know. This is a fun
picture.
It's true. And I think we also got
Jesse took the pictures.
We got most of the people who do attend. I think there's one table, Tom's table, that didn't make the cut. Sorry, Tom. We love you, but
blame Jesse.
It's a good time, and somebody from another parish was actually by today for a meeting.
It was full today.
Yeah,
there was the whole founders room was full.
She's like, what is going on in there? And I explained to her that we have fellowship, and then there's a half-hour Bible study after fellowship. She's like, that is amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is. And people keep coming.
Yeah.
We had a visiting couple today, actually from Arizona.
Wow.
They have a something in Sandusky, and I'm like, well, they went a little further than
A little off the beaten path
but
there.
they came here. They're going to be around for a week, and as they left, I'm like, please stop by. And if you're here next Wednesday, come on down for another fellowship. It's just that. So we can share what we have here at St. Jude with people from all over the country, all over the world too. So if you're not busy on a Wednesday morning, I know a lot of people work, but please stop by.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's very short. I mean, fellowship is right after Mass. So you don't have to stay for Bible study. Just come have sometimes this morning it was quiche, right? Is that what it was?
Casserole,
yeah, it was like a casserole, yeah. In Minnesota, we call it egg bake, but whatever. So there was one of those, and it was great. And then had like this pizza roll thing. It was really good. So sometimes it's donuts, whatever. But there's going to be, Father Ross put this little bit in here, there's going to be a variety of life groups and different things throughout the summer into the fall, especially with the parishes working together. This new thing that's coming out. There's going to be a lot of ministry opportunities. So pay attention for all of those things.
We see from the very beginning of the church in Acts of the Apostles, it says that they were all gathering together for fellowship, prayers, and the breaking of the bread and teaching of the apostles. So we check all of those on Wednesday fellowship.
We really do.
Continuing 2,000 years of tradition right here at St. Jude.
The breaking of the bread was not the pizza roll, but Mass this morning, just to be clear.
Yes.
I mean, it is good. The pizza roll was good, but I don't think that's what Acts was referring to. And then, of course, we got some things going on around the diocese. One thing that was big last year was this anniversary celebrations with Bishop Persico. So if you have an anniversary coming up and you'd like to participate in that event, please check out this information in the bulletin so that you can sign up and be there.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's just about everything. So again, Father Joe, it's been really great having you around the parish. I just got to say this. He doesn't know I'm going to say this, but Father Joe doesn't work here. He lives here. And you would not know that from the last couple of weeks. There's been masses, just stuffing bulletins, helping with odd jobs around the place. So that it's one thing to be like, okay, you work here, you live here. It's another thing to be like, you just live here and you're just doing this because you love the Lord and you love his people. So thank you. You've been a witness to us all in the last couple of weeks, and we'll miss you while you're gone. So when do you get back? You get a little break before the fall or no?
Get a little bit of a break in August.
All right.
I'll be back the beginning of August.
All right. We'll make sure we get Sarah out of the office. We'll all go out to dinner or something like that.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you all so much. Know of our prayers. Please follow, like, subscribe on all of our social media. And
thank you, Diana, for producing this episode. It was really great. So.
Absolutely. We could not do this. Thank you, Diana. We couldn't do it without her. So thank you very much. All right. God bless.